changing role of public sector. Earlier, the public sector had two objectives. What was the first one? To increase the economic growth of the country and to achieve a more equitable distribution of income and wealth among the people. That means there has to be growth of the country. At the same time, whatever income or whatever revenue it is earning, that has to be more or less equally distributed among the people. So with these two objectives, the public sector was carrying on its work. More brief explanation to the features are given over here. See, it's written, its role over a period of time can be summarized as the following. So let's have a look one by one. First one, development of infrastructure. So at the time of independence, India suffered from the shortage of heavy industries such as engineering, iron and steel industries were not there, oil refineries were not there. So what to do? Someone had to come and begin these industries. What was the problem? Let's look at the problem. Because of huge investment required and long gestation period. What is gestation period? You understand that you invest your money and after 5 years you get the results. So those 5 years is actually called as your gestation period. So this gestation period was very long, because of which many companies or many industries, they were not feeling to come and operate here. They would thought that why would I invest my money and then again wait for 5-6 years or take 10 years for getting my results back. So because of this mentality or this thinking, no one was coming over here. No one means the private sector especially, they were not willing to come over here. So it was the duty of the public sector to come and solve this problem. Which problem? To develop the infrastructure in the country. Understood what happened? At the time of independence, few types of industries were not in India. And because of the problem of huge investment and long gestation period, the private sectors were not willing to establish these industries. So this responsibility was taken up, or it was given to the public sector to form these industries and solve the problem, thereby developing the infrastructure in India. Point number 2 says regional balance. Now generally whenever any industry is formed, it will target or it will focus to establish itself in such a place where it can get good returns, where it is easy to be formed. So that way the development or the industries were only limited to few areas, like areas of ports or the towns. So there was a regional imbalance. One area was very well developed and few other areas were remained underdeveloped. So what to do? So to provide employment to the people residing in the underdeveloped areas and for increasing the economic development of these underdeveloped areas, what was done? Many industries were set up by the public sector in those areas. Understood? So that whatever or whichever are the underdeveloped areas in the country, there industries would be set up, and as industries would be set up, those areas would also start with their development. And who generally set up those industries? It was basically done by the public sector. Clear? Now moving on to point number 3, it says economies of scale. What are economies of scale? Understand, economies of scale means, suppose you manufacture 10 units, okay, and irrespective of whatever you manufacture, you have to pay a rent of 100 rupee. So don't you think that if you manufacture only 10 units, your per unit cost will increase? At the same time, if you try and manufacture 100 units and then give a rent of 100 rupee, so your per unit cost will be less. That is actually the concept of economies of scale. That means when we, on the basis of our fixed cost, when we increase our output, when we increase our production, the per unit cost goes down. That is economies of scale. One more example you take and understand. Suppose you book a cab and that cab wala says that I will charge you 200 rupee for 2 hours. Irrespective of that, whether you take me to 2 spots or you take me to 20 spots, I will charge 200 for 2 hours. So which one is better for you? Definitely you will try and cover as many as spots you can, so that your per unit of cost will go down. Same concept is in economies of scale. Understood? So let's read. In the certain industries like the electric power plants, natural gas, petroleum, huge capital and large base are required to function economically. So such areas were taken up by the public sector. Clear? Next point, control of monopoly and restrictive trade practices. Now, earlier when public enterprises were not into function, generally what happened? The private sector thought itself that they have become a monopoly. No one is their competitor. They can do whatever they feel like. So this tendency they had started developing. So public sector was brought into scene so that they become a competition to the private sector and remove the monopoly or trade practices whatever they had started. Understood? Earlier private sector thought that it is only the one in the market, no one is there, no one is their competitor. Whatever charge they will do, whatever prices they put, they can do whatever they feel like. So to control this monopoly and so to control this trade practices by the private sector, the public enterprises were brought into the scene. Clear? And the last point says import substitution. In point number 2, what did we learn? We learned that at the time of independence, there were few industries which were not established in India. Now you only think, if the industries were not be established in India, where will products related to those industries go? Definitely they would have to be imported from outside. Imported means purchased from outside. Now when we purchase anything from outside, the money from our country goes away. So to stop that, what happened? Whatever products were actually purchased from outside, those substitution or those similar products were started to be established in our own country, were started to be produced in our own country, and that is what is called as import substitution. Suppose earlier we had to import maybe a machinery X. We could not produce over here. But now with the involvement of the public sector, what it is seen, we are trying to produce machinery X only over here, so that we will make in India and stop any useless imports done. Understood the point? So these were the roles, or you can say the functions, that were basically performed by the public sector earlier. So that is all for today. We'll meet you in the next video. Thank you.